And now weather with meteorologist TJ Springer, certified by Weather8 for the most accurate forecast in the Ozarks.
We've been tracking showers and thunderstorms this morning. Welcome back, 646 on this hump day. It's all thanks to a cold front that is sliding through the area, and we can see a fair amount of rainfall, some heavy rain, frequent lightning on dual pole Doppler radar, flash flood warnings ongoing for some of our counties, just really Henry County, at least in our viewing area, but you can see that does include more neighborhoods off to the north heading into central Missouri. So if you're traveling today, not going to be the best morning drive. You'll definitely want the umbrella and the rain gear. Let's zoom in. We can see the heaviest of it really from Jasper, Newton into McDonald County, from Lamar down through Joplin, Neosho, Anderson, I should say Barton County as well, and Vernon County. Really all of our far western counties seeing the heaviest of the rainfall, and we're seeing more of that now on top of Cassville, Monette, from Berry County out toward northwestern Stone County and northwestern Christian County. Not terribly heavy, at least at the moment, in Springfield, but the metro definitely seeing some pretty good rains. If you see any flooding this morning, definitely want to turn around, don't drown, and find a new route to your final destination. Do have flood watches in effect, and we do have some flood warnings and flash flood warnings, at least regionally speaking. So you definitely want to be on alert for any flooding that you could encounter on that morning drive. Here's that live look in Springfield. Not the most pleasant looking view from downtown. That's our camera that sits atop the Holland building. We're looking off to the north and west. Today, not just in Springfield, but all of our communities going to be dealing with the rain. Middle 70s, the northerly wind going to be taking over, so it's going to be cooler than our day yesterday. And as colder air continues to sink in, we'll fall back toward more seasonable levels overnight, 50s to 60s, with lingering showers, maybe a clap of thunder or two possible as the upper level part of this storm system swings on through. Now, as we time out the remainder of our damn futurecast, you're going to see some dry periods, but the rain going to continue throughout much of the day. Scattered showers and thunderstorms right through mid to late morning. As we head through lunchtime, here's 2, 3 o'clock, still seeing hit and miss showers, maybe a few rumbles, and then it'll continue as we head through dinner time, through the overnight. Finally clearing some, though, as we head through the wee hours of our Thursday. Still a couple of showers possible to northern Arkansas, far southeastern reaches of our viewing area, with some sunshine taking back over for the afternoon. So some good news there. We do have a low-end threat of some severe weather today as that front continues to slowly but surely make its way down to the south and east. As instability builds, could see a few storms, including some gusty wind and maybe some hail around the quarter size or smaller. Nothing terribly crazy, but nonetheless want to stay weather aware. Our certified most accurate 70 forecast does show temperatures back into the middle 70s on Friday, ending the week with some sun. But we quickly become unsettled. Once again, our next disturbance brings the chance for a few showers or thunderstorms on Saturday. But then we have multiple disturbances. Sunday, Monday, into Tuesday, we have chances for rain. So definitely want to keep the umbrella handy even through early next week, guys.
Yeah, for sure, TJ. A lot of chances for rain this coming week. It is now time for Daybreak in 10 here on Color 10.
We're on the air with you for the next 10 minutes without commercials, beginning right now. And we start with some news from around the Ozarks. The Highway Patrol was identifying a swimmer who drowned in Lake Springfield last night. They say 35-year-old John Hance was swimming near the Low Head Dam when he began to struggle, went underwater, and did not resurface. Springfield police say they're handling the investigation. A Waynesville man is charged with domestic assault after choking a woman until she passed out. Baltazar Ruiz was arrested in Texas County after deputies were called to assist the Licking Police Department with the disturbance. A female victim says when she asked Ruiz to get out of the car, he got out, pointed a gun at her, and threatened to kill her. He then fired the gun in the air, pulled her out of the car, started hitting her, then choked her until she passed out. Ruiz was arrested and taken to the Texas County Jail, where he's now being held without bond.
A traffic stop leads to a drug bust for Camden County deputies. Tyler Burrow of Kansas City was pulled over for a licensing violation. Deputies determined his driver's license was limited due to a previous DWI arrest. When asked about the smell of marijuana inside the vehicle, Burrow identified himself as a Kansas City firefighter and told the deputy to let him go and forget about it. Well, deputies then searched the vehicle and found 60 grams of marijuana, THC oil cartridges, cocaine, meth, and heroin. Burrow is being charged with 4 counts of felony possession. 3 people are being indicted for a large-scale meth conspiracy. Brian Hall of Aurora, as well as Jacqueline Bajorquez and Jeffrey Hughley, are now being charged for conspiring to distribute meth in southwest Missouri. It comes after a law enforcement A group of law enforcement found around 29 pounds of the drug. They're facing a 6-count indictment by a federal jury in Kansas City.
In international news, Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky is vowing to retake regions captured by Russian forces. Speaking at a briefing, Zelensky stressed there is no time frame for the operations to deoccupy its territories. He says Ukraine will put the lives of its people first and wait for the weapons needed to fight back. The Biden administration has announced plans to supply Ukraine with a guided rocket system capable of hitting targets up to 50 miles away. In a statement, President Biden said the missiles would help strengthen Ukraine on the battlefield as well as the negotiating table. And as the Russian invasion of Ukraine continues, members of the European Union have agreed to embargo 90% of Russian oil imports by the end of the year. The agreement covers Russian oil transported by sea, allowing a temporary exemption for imports delivered by pipeline. All 27 countries in the European Union must agree for the package to win approval. The Prime Minister of Hungary says he could only support the new sanctions if his country's oil supply security was guaranteed.
Back here in the United States, in response to recent mass shootings, a group of bipartisan senators are working behind the scenes to find some common ground on new gun control legislation.
My plan is to get a bill, a comprehensive bill, that will save lives. But if we can't get that compromise, then we're going to go ahead and put everybody on the record.
House Democrats are working on their own package of gun control bills that could include raising the age limit to buy semi-automatic rifles. The House could vote on those as soon as next week, but the bills do face an uphill battle for 60 votes in the Senate. A Missouri lawmaker wants to ban teenagers from buying semi-automatic weapons in Missouri. Missouri State Representative David Smith of Columbia shared the news on his Twitter account, saying he plans to file legislation before the next legislative session. Smith says there is growing need to limit semi-automatic purchases among teenagers to prevent mass shootings like those seen in Buffalo, New York, and Uvalde, Texas. But his plan is already seeing opposition, with Missouri State Representative Chuck Bass saying the legislation might make it harder for a law-abiding citizen to get a firearm.
Federal officials are still trying to have travelers mask up. The Justice Department is asking a federal appeals court to overturn a ban on mask mandates. The order that came in April declared that mandate requiring masks on airplanes, buses, and in transit hubs unlawful. Officials at the CDC did not immediately say if they would reinstate the mask requirement if the ruling was overturned. With fears of a recession swirling and higher costs taking a bite out of our wallets, President Biden held a rare sit-down meeting with the head of the Federal Reserve to talk about the economy. Polls show voters have soured on President Biden's handling of the economy. The president's approval rating dropping to its lowest point this month. According to Gallup, 77% of Americans say the economy is getting worse.
My plan is to address inflation. Starts with a simple proposition: respect the Fed, respect the Fed's independence.
We have excessive spending. We've had policies that pay people not to work. We've had a war on American energy that's led to more inflation.
In an op-ed published Monday, President Biden bragged on the strong job market. We'll get a chance to see if the trend continues with the release of this month's jobs report.
In a Consumer Watch now for you, Americans are expected to spend a record-breaking amount on travel this summer. According to the Vacation Confidence Index, travelers are expected to spend $194 billion over that summer season this year. That's a 26% increase from last year and a 91% increase from the summer of 2019, before the pandemic began. The reports say travel costs and rising demand are what is really fueling that increase.
The Community Blood Center of the Ozarks is hosting their Let's Save a Life campaign. The promotion will give blood donors a chance to win a weekly mystery prize valued at $200. Donors can earn an additional entry by following the directions on the center's online donor store. Donors will also receive a Let's Save a Life blood drive t-shirt. Everyone who donates on June 3rd will also get to spin the prize wheel.
The Missouri Job Center is hosting a hiring event. It's happening Tuesday, June 7th. It's going to run from 2 to 6 p.m. at the Veteran Resale Store and Special Event Center on West Sunshine. The event will also serve as a resource fair for veterans, and you can find a participating list of employers on our website, ozarksfirst.com.
Hot temperatures are starting to be pretty common, with summer just getting kicked off, and the Salvation Army is hoping to be able to help those in need beat the heat. The annual Salvation Army Westlake Ace Hardware Fan Drive begins today and runs through June 19th. Anyone can make a donation at the hardware store or online. Fans will be purchased with the money donated and then be distributed to qualified people in July.
And now here's a look at what's coming up after Daybreak.
Ahead on CBS Mornings, it's been almost 20 years since the kidnapping of Elizabeth Smart, and Gail has an exclusive interview with her. Hear her story of survival and why she says life is now beautiful. Also, we'll take you behind the scenes of the iconic Bellagio fountains in Las Vegas to show you the drastic measures the city is taking to save water in the middle of an intense drought. And on the eve of Queen Elizabeth's historic Platinum Jubilee, we take a walk down memory lane to see how British life has changed during her 70 years on the throne. We'll see you at 7.
Oh, 70 years on the throne. Wow. What an accomplishment that is. Can't wait to see that. Yep. What are we looking at today, TJ?
It's crazy. Definitely going to be. This
is crazy back here behind us. What's going on?
Yeah, it's going crazy.
All the graphics.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be, I can say, definitely wet today, guys. We have some flooding concerns out there. We're going to continue to see that potential for some flash flooding today, so definitely want to travel with caution early on today.
Yes,
sure.
Watch out for that. Pretty ugly day out there today.
It is. Yuck.
Thanks for joining us here on Daybreak 657.